So if you're like me, you've probably been pretty worried about what is going on with Cyberpunk and what to expect from the future with this game. Of course, we do have that patch incoming here mid-March. I'll let you guys know when that drops, but we have some really good news about the fact that CD Projekt Red is still very much interested in Cyberpunk 2077 as a franchise. As indicated right here, we have a brand new book called You Have My Word, and it's going to be published by Dark Horse Comics. It's an entirely brand new story dedicated to Cyberpunk 2077. So this is great news because CD Projekt Red is still willing to invest in their new IP, their new franchise. So we're going to talk about that, as well as an interesting mystery around the Cyberpunk ARG. What is going on with that? That's also indicating that yes, there's things coming up in the future for Cyberpunk 2077, the actual video game. So we got a lot to talk about. Let's do this. Hey everyone, what's happening? Open World Games here. Hope you're doing good, and let's dive straight in. First of all, starting with this brand new book, we'll move on to some interesting posts here from one of the community managers for Cyberpunk 2077, but let's dive into this right here. It says, from Atia de Lawless, it says, hey guys, finally I can show you the first variant cover for a series from CD Projekt Red Cyberpunk 2077. The book is called You Have My Word and published by Dark Horse Comics. So honored to work on this project. And you can see the artwork right here, which definitely does look super interesting. You'll note that this was published very recently. This is not an old post. So they are producing brand new content for Cyberpunk, whether it's a book series, comic book, what have you. That's great news. They're willing to invest in this franchise still to this day. Now, we can go to Dark Horse Comics and take a look further as to what in the world is going on with this thing. It says a new urban development proposal is being pushed through City Council, a flagrant infraction on those safeguarded by the Valentinos gang. They enlist the service of 3 cyberpunks to discreetly and strategically terminate the project, but their subject is more than an ordinary target. The mystery. So we don't know also if this is going to actually tie into anything related to DLC or free updates for Cyberpunk in the future, but I will definitely let you know what happens with that one. Now, of course, this comic book is going to be published on April 28th, 2021. Again, you know, I will keep an eye as to whether something drops around that date. Could they actually have something in the game, new content related to this comic book? You know, they've already released some comic books that have been very clearly outside of any, you know, activities that go on in the actual game. So I honestly think it's like a standalone thing. So that's my assessment there. Now, this is interesting. You guys may remember that ARG game for Cyberpunk 2077 where it gave you clues and then you kept dissecting it. Well, that game is still ongoing, and that's definitely very, very interesting for sure. This was the question here from Buttersec, who says, hey, just asking for everyone in the Games Detectives Discord server, is the ARG officially done now? The SSL certs on the NetWatch site have expired and the content isn't loading anymore. It's a really fun ARG and we would be sad to leave it unfinished. Did we miss something? Now, Amelia, who's a community manager for Cyberpunk 2077, goes on to say it's not done yet. Smiley face. And this was actually posted after the launch of the game. So that is pretty cool, and it indicates also that we could be seeing something related to the ARG back up again, kind of teasing as to what to expect from Cyberpunk 2077 in the future for perhaps big DLC releases, free DLC, we shall see. But it's good to note that it's not done yet. Like, they are willing to build up the hype once again. Hopefully they do, you know, honestly, kind of a reset with this game, and they start getting back on what we used to love about this game was kind of the hype. I remember the hype for this one was so unreal. It failed big time with actually converting expectations to reality. Now, let's talk about Cyberpunk's rewards. Check this out. So BAFTA Games 2021 nominees, Cyberpunk 2077 surprises, and Last of Us Part 2 breaks records. You can have your own comment about The Last of Us as well, but Let's take a look at what Cyberpunk is doing here. It says, perhaps surprising given the hype, but Cyberpunk 2077 is only nominated for 4 awards right here, including Artistic Achievement and Narrative. Of course, you could also make the argument that 4 nominations is too many, especially given all the game's problems at launch. Now, some of the awards also went to the main voice actress for V, which is definitely well deserving. And there's some other voice actor awards as well. And, you know, it had definitely some very compelling storylines in here. So some of these awards I do think are definitely deserved, especially with the narrative and artistic achievement. When the game, you know, on certain platforms isn't moving, that's a different. I mean, when it is actually moving on like Xbox and PS4 base consoles, that's a different story when it comes to artistic achievement. So that's very subjective for sure, but there are some amazing scenery in this game and set pieces, and of course character designs, weapon designs. So yeah, I do think that it is an artistic achievement for sure. Now also on the side of mods, this is really cool. There was a realistic combat mod overhaul released on Nexus Mods recently, and what this does is it's made to remedy the bad bullet sponge and make the need to upgrade your weapons and wear viable armor during playthrough, turning the game from a looter shooter to the hardcore RPG that I wanted. It's not for everyone, but if you hate bullet sponge and want less looter shooter and more think fast, move fast, kill fast, try it on, chum. So this would actually be cool if something like this was added in officially to the game, where you can like toggle on and off certain things to make it function, the game actually function in the way that you would like. So perhaps CD Projekt Red could actually do something like that in the future, but who knows? Now, I did actually do a recent video, so let's do this. Let's go over your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It can end up right here in a video. So my last video was called All New Updates. CD Projekt Red gets some backup from famous dev, who, of course, made what's the game again? It's a pretty interesting game. It's a tale of two, I believe it is. Something like that. It Takes Two, excuse me, director Joseph Fares. He was also infamous for saying F the Oscars during the Game Awards. I remember that one. But anyway, we got your comments here about his reaction to the whole Cyberpunk fiasco. He actually had some comments saying that, you know, people were way too harsh on this game. They need to back off of hating Cyberpunk and CD Projekt Red. Let's see what you all had to say in response about this one. Jeff Gray says, I think they shouldn't just slap this one with an early access label. That would have saved them a lot of criticism. I've been hearing this over and over again. I totally agree. Lauren says, death threats and cyber attack definitely not deserved. Everything else deserved. So a lot of you do agree that you know, some of the hate, or a lot of the hate, was actually deserved towards Cyberpunk 2077. Now, Lousy says this, for those of you who bought the game on day one like me, should get the definitive edition for free. I'm not paying another $50 for the same game. This isn't GTA 5. I'm not too sure why you would think you would have to buy the game again at this point. So they're going to do an upgrade to the game on PS5, of course, down the road. No one knows when that's going to be happening, so yeah. Now, Brian E. says this right here. We need to clarify this. Devs didn't deserve this crap. Management deserved all of this crap and more. There was clear intent to release incomplete. There's no evidence you can provide to show otherwise. Yeah, there was a lot of misleading stuff going on. In my opinion, it was absolutely terrible with the way they marketed this game, especially for those people that were kind of, I guess you would say, stuck on the base PS4 and Xbox One and had no ability to get like an Ultra PC or a next-gen console. They were seeing like Ultra footage with the label, literally the label PS4. So yeah, that definitely deserves some hate there that they did that. Forza Cat says this. The criticism was fair. They had the chance to delay the game again, and they didn't. Sure, people would have complained about the further delay, but it still would have been better option for the company. Dude, I couldn't agree more. And you know what? They're probably looking back, shaking their heads, thinking, damn, I just wish for anything that we would have just delayed the game. They could have saved themselves a lot of heartache. And again, at this point in gaming, especially gaming, your reputation is absolutely everything. So, you know, I did a video about The Witcher 4, and the hate for CD Projekt Red right now is pretty intense. And they used to be so, beloved, and to see that is really gut-wrenching. Honestly, it was, to see the comments and the reaction to the Witcher 4 video I did. I was like, wow, they really effed this up big time. So yeah, right now, they better focus just one thing, building the reputation back up. And with this multiplayer Cyberpunk stuff that they plan to do, I would say back off of that. Even EA is like completely backing off of live game service stuff. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Cyberpunk 2077 news updates and, of course, open world gaming goodness. And I will see you all next time. Take it easy.